much for being here. I see we already have a few comments. Okay. Nice. Francie, welcome to the chat. Welcome to the stream. I'm so glad you're here. Francie in the chat says, just like Scrooge learned how to keep Christmas, Lansbury seemed to know how to ride one chapter to its conclusion and then start a new one. Age didn't matter. What mindset allows that? That's a really good question. So hello to everybody who is here already. Sienna here with a live stream. I haven't really done any live streams in a long time. I've been so busy lately. But I'm grateful to everybody who still sticks around and subscribes and watches my stuff, even though I haven't been able to devote as much time as I want to this kind of stuff lately. So today we're going to be doing a reading on the Dame Angela Lansbury, who recently passed away October. It was kind of towards the end of October, I think. She was oh my goodness, she was brilliant actor, very talented singer, and just such a creative soul. And she happened to have like a kind of sweetness about her, I think. Not that I am saying this because I knew her or anything, but you could just see it through like the different roles she played and some of her interviews and some of that kind of stuff. You could just kind of sense the sweetness that came from her. And I'm very grateful that she has allowed us to do a reading on her today. And I was actually surprised because it really has only been about a month since she passed away. Now, a month our time. It's very different on the other side. But oftentimes when somebody passes away, it seems to me that, at least from my experience, they prefer to wait a little while, wait until some time has passed, at least Earth time again, has passed before they're ready to come in and do a reading. But it seemed like she was ready right away. She kept popping into my awareness. And I'm just so excited. And I'm really glad to see more of you joining. We have 11 already. Hello and welcome. Thank you guys for submitting your questions in the community section on my channel for her and for the reading today. Now, first of all, shameless plug, I am using the One World Tarot today. It is available now. It's been out. It's been launched since the beginning of October. You can find it Amazon US, Amazon Canada, Amazon UK. You can find it Barnes & Noble. If you're in Canada, you can find it through Chapters Indigo. You can also find it through, I think, just through Macmillan Publishing. I almost just threw that box on the floor. I'm getting way too excited here. I was very lucky to get to work with Lena Rodriguez on this very amazing deck. We had a wonderful editor and we had a brilliant artist to just make this amazing thing come to life. So that's my shameless plug. Hello, Beth. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the stream, everybody. So I'm going to just get shuffled up and then we can get ready to start. Okay. I do kind of feel like her presence is already here. It's very subtle. It's very gentle. And of course, I don't know personally what she was like when she was alive on Earth, but it's not this like commanding, give me attention kind of energy. It's just this like, hello, welcome. I'm going to wait politely over here. Like her energy already just feels so polite. I love it. So kind, so gentle, so subtle, and so polite. So we have a few questions already that we're going to ask. We're going to start with the ones I usually ask during medium readings. So that includes, what would you like to share about your life on Earth? What was your crossing over experience like? What are you doing now on the other side? And then we had some of your guys' questions. Some of you were wondering about the different roles she played and how they impacted her life. The next one we have is like, what is her message for other creative individuals and for those who plan on making a living through their passions? And then, yes, Francie in the chat asked, like, what was her secret to life? Oh no, that was Beth asked what was her secret to life, but it's very similar to Francie's question about, you know, allowing one chapter to end and just going with the flow, and how age really didn't matter to her or stop her. So what was her secret? What was her secret to such a seemingly successful life? Hello to Manisha and Dozen Cats. Welcome to the stream. So we're going to start off with asking her, what would you like to share about your life on Earth? You can share whatever you want. Anything you don't want to share, we don't have to go into. Anything that you don't want us to know, we're not going to know. So there's no pressure to share anything that you don't want to. Just the things you do want to about your life on Earth. So right away, Seven of Cups. This is kind of showing me her earlier life where there was confusion on what path should I take. I really feel like it was one of those things where it's like, there are so many options in front of me. What do I really want to do? I instantly pick up being multi-talented. Very, very talented, good at many different things, a very skilled person. And she had ideas of, and now this is just what's coming in intuitively, ideas of, I'm picking up like teaching, wanting to be a teacher, and then wanting to be a writer, wanting to be a playwright, wanting, you know, like not just acting in plays, but writing plays. Alexis, welcome to the chat. And then there were the more traditional roles that women, I guess back in her day when she was younger, you know, maybe the 30s, 40s, whatever, when she was growing up, do I want to take on a more traditional role? Do I want to be, you know, a wife and mom? Do I want to be the homemaker? Do I want to have my empire around my home? I feel like that was originally expected of her. But she kind of had this feeling like, no, I am going to have it all. But it's just like, what do I do first? If I can have it all, where do I start? What should I do? Challenge here, Death card. I think she did try many different paths. And she was always faced with something coming to an end. But the thing about this Death card is that when there is an end, there is also a beginning. It just depends on how you see it and how you choose to view your situation. Trying something and it just didn't pan out. So going back to the drawing board. Okay, well, I didn't have a lot of success with this, but what else could I do? Or what could I do to make this work? Should I try again? So she didn't let this stop her though. Stuff not panning out the way that she initially thought, she didn't let it stop her. And that's really good because There are a lot of times in life where we want something and we want to do something, we want something to be a particular way. It doesn't work out because there's something better for you. And I feel like a lot of that was like a really big theme in her life. This didn't work out, or this chapter has come to a close because we're going to start on something newer and better. Four of Swords. She had to learn how to be patient and take her time. Because right next to that I have this Page of Swords, and this one has kind of like a quicker, more impulsive energy. She realized, I think, that to have some kind of inner peace, she was going to have to, I keep getting the word keep still, stay still. I wonder, you know what I kind of, you know what I'm picking up is her when she's like a little child, very busy and constantly being told to stay still. So she had to kind of learn maybe physically how to stay still, but I'm getting like mentally having to realize like, okay, we got to take this one step at a time. We can't just rush this process. We can't just I can't have whatever I want right now, right this instant. She learned that she had to be patient for some things. She had a lot of creative influences in her life. With this King of Wands, now the gender on the court cards really isn't important. It's just the energy that's present. She was very much self-motivated. But there was somebody in her life, and again, I don't know really anything about her childhood, about her family, about her parents, but I kind of picked up something about like her dad was like a real inspiration because he was very motivated. Well, I'm doing this because it needs to be done. I'm doing this because I want to do it. I'm doing this because it is important to me. She wants us to know, Three of Swords, she actually has had a lot of disappointments. I'm hearing from her like there's stuff the cameras showed, but there's stuff the cameras weren't rolling for. Disappointments and pains in her life that we didn't get to see publicly. A lot of this, I think, is like part of her, like her younger life. I'm getting like in her 20s or so that there were lots of, again, it's coming back to disappointments where she puts in all this effort, but either isn't credited properly or is kind of like, what is it? Where like before she got really, really famous, where it's like, yeah, okay, this is just her. She's just a supporting role, where all the credit and the accolades went to somebody else, even though she worked just as hard. She wants us to know that it has not always been easy. I'm also hearing from her, you put on a face of poise and grace, and you never let it falter. That could be part of her upbringing, where perhaps she was taught, like, you know, maybe not as extreme as don't let anything show, but, you know, even when you are stressed, even when things aren't working out, even when things seem to be falling apart, you still need to keep yourself together. You still need to it comes back to this keep still. I'm also picking up like, despite a lot of these like disappointments, different ones that she had, and I'm picking up a lot of disappointments like in her professional life. I'm picking up disappointments in her romantic life when she was quite young. But she says that it was all part of finding herself. She says, though, it was all part of finding myself. It was all part of the process. Something about nowadays, I couldn't care less about who I liked in ninth year who didn't like me back. She's talking about like disappointments like that. She doesn't care anymore about the disappointments, the small ones, the big ones, because where she is now, it keeps going back to this keeping still, the stillness. Hello to everybody who has just joined. Ooh, Dozen Cats has a fun fact. Angela Lansbury's second husband was her manager. They were married for over 50 years. He passed in the early 2000s. So the disappointment could be that time between her first marriage and second, and that's very possible. Sometimes we have to have some unsuccessful relationships before we end up in the one that sticks, the one that lasts and makes us feel loved and good. The next thing I want to know is, what was the crossing over experience like? The first thing she says was, I was ready. I am ready. I was ready. So I'm going to pull a couple of cards here. But right off the bat, she was ready to cross over. So what else? What can we know about that? I wonder if she was a spiritual person. Again, I don't know if she was religious or spiritual, or if that was something that she shared or was open about. But she definitely had an understanding that physical human body death was not the end of all things. That it was actually just the start of something else. She says, I had lots of preparation for this with the prior disappointments and closed chapters of my life. She says this was the big one. This was the end of the entire book. But she knew, she thinks about it, she wants us to think about it as like a series of books. And I'm thinking this is like how she's referring to life and incarnation. A series of books where, yeah, you finish the first book, but the story's not actually over. Like, for example, like Lord of the Rings, that series, it doesn't just end after the very first book. There's still so much more of the story to be told, but it's in different, different installments. This was like her next installment. So she wasn't terribly worried about, oh my gosh, I die and that's it, that's all, because she knew in her heart that there was more. There was sadness around her death, but this was not sadness for herself. This was her family's sadness. And they're like her family, her loved ones, many fans, many people who worked with her, many colleagues, just so many friends. She had so many friends. Oh, quite a collection of friends. And they were sad about her passing, and it makes sense. When you are a good and kind person and you positively impact the life of others, they will miss you when you go. She understood that. I don't know her manner of passing. I don't know, if there was an illness, if it was just old age, but I am seeing her just like kind of laying on, this might have been a little while before she passed, because I'm seeing an image of her, she's resting on the couch and she has the TV on. I don't know what it is, but she's watching something on TV and it's just mostly background noise. She sort of tuned it out. And she has this like clear understanding with no doubt at all that, and what I'm hearing is, my time is ending soon. But she wasn't afraid. Like she just, and some people actually do kind of know in the time leading up to their passing. And she seems to, from what I'm getting, seems to have been one of those people. So she wasn't terribly sad. Now what she wants us to know is like, she did think about how it was gonna, make her family feel. I know she has children. I don't know if there are grandchildren or not, but a lot of extended family that she's like, I know they're going to miss me. And in her like earthly human mind, she goes, well, I'm gonna miss them too. But she also knew in her heart, like, but am I really going anywhere that far away? Out of the body, it's like she's showing me, and this actually is really apt because, her being such a successful actor, showing me taking off the suit, unzipping the suit and stepping out and hanging it up on, maybe she's showing me like a performance, like a stage performance that goes on night after night after night. And finally, it's the final night. And she unzips the suit and she takes it off and she steps out and she hangs up the suit and she goes on to something else, perhaps not revisiting that same role again. Where she just knew, like, there's always going to be something for me to do. How far away am I going to go? She had a long life. In her 90s, like 90, I'm going to get this totally wrong, but I think she was like 96 or something when she passed. Like, anyways, well into her 90s, very long life. She's very appreciative and grateful that she got to have a long life. She's showing me that there were friends and loved ones of hers that were not so lucky, where she understands now, being on the other side, that these people, how she was thinking, well, how far could I really go? Like, I'm taking off this costume, which is another way of saying I'm leaving this body, but I'm not going to be gone forever. She understands now from being on the other side, like, oh, because I'm picking up, I don't know who this is, but there's a friend, like, this was like a childhood friend, died very young, like maybe in her 20s. And she missed her for a huge, like, most of her life after that. But realized, like, everybody has their own special path, and some people's exit points are earlier than others. And she felt like she was extremely grateful and blessed to have been given such a long time to be here. And I like that there's this harvest imagery with the Seven of Pentacles, because she put in all that hard work in her life. Physically hard work, mentally hard work. She worked on herself. She loved other people. And life on Earth is a challenging place. Earth is a very challenging place, and it is actually much harder than you think. This is what she's telling me. It's much harder than you think to make it to such an old age physically. So she's grateful about all that time she had and how, well, everything's done growing and the harvest has come in. She was ready to be reunited. And that's what I get with this Hierophant, reunited. Now, this could be with her late husband, but I'm just picking up, like, just in general, reunited with all that is, just with life itself. Is there anything else, I'm so tongue-tied. Is there anything else we can know about your crossing over experience? What was it like getting to the other side? Oh, okay. I don't know about her upbringing, and like I said earlier, if she was religious or if she was raised religious maybe, but she initially had a fear with this Devil card. She initially did have a fear of being judged and having to sit in front of someone and have every single tiny little detail of her life spelled out in front of her, and her fear was that she'd have to sort of justify everything and defend herself and like defend her place in heaven, which is a really weird way to say it, but that's just how it came in. This is what she was afraid of. And at first when she got over there, that word struggle comes in. And I think it had to do with a slight fear. Even though she knew in her heart that she was being reunited with all that is, she was being reunited with her loved ones that were already over there. She knew that it wasn't like the end. There was still something, a little fear, a little something from her life as a person that still lingered. And then it was like, once she got past that with this Knight of Cups, she was offered, now I actually really do feel like this was her husband. I don't remember what his name was, but her most recent, her second marriage, the most recent marriage. But this was him. And she saw him and he offered out like, come with me, it's okay. It's safe. I'm hearing it is safe. Come with me, it is safe. She didn't have to be afraid of judgment anymore. And you know what I think is really sweet? This is the Knight of Cups. And usually when I read tarot, Knight of Cups comes up as like a Prince Charming type or like a boyfriend, like a really young, like a young energy, a young love, like a more than just a crush. But his energy is so young, and she never ever saw him as an old man. Just as handsome as ever, I'm hearing. As handsome as ever. And that is so sweet. Oh, Peter Shaw was her second husband. Okay, Peter. I just love it though, how just his energy over there on the other side is so young and vibrant, and what I'm picking up is the way that she saw him. I'm also hearing the day he looked on the way he looked on our wedding day. And I'm hearing something about he cleans up so well. He cleans up so well. Oh, that's so cute. It's so sweet how strong their love bond is. It's so cute. I really can't get over it. She's just like, there's like this giddy feeling. And it's just, the way I can describe it is when you're first getting to know someone and you like them and they know they like you too. And you're like in that honeymoon stage of your relationship. And you're just starting out and everything is so exciting and everything is just so attractive. And there's sparks. I'm seeing like sparks and bubbles, and this is how she feels about him. And she said that feeling never ever faded. She never lost that feeling for him. That is so cute. I adore that. And speaking of being on the other side, that leads us into our next question, and that is, what are you doing now on the other side? Because I've done lots of medium readings for lots of people, and some people get to work right away doing stuff on the other side and spiritual work and all kinds of stuff. And some people just like to rest and take a vacation, more or less. Woo! I have cards flying out. So what is she doing on the other side? First of all, actually, I'll show you both of these. The Sun and the Ace of Cups. She is happy. She is busy being happy. And just like overjoyed. And you know what's funny is with her, yes, she lived to a very, very old age, but inside she never felt that old. And I don't mean to say that mentally she was still stuck at a certain age, but just how how energetic she felt. And I don't mean physically, because I understand as you age, your body slows down and you know, you can become much more tired more easily. But she's saying something about never aged past 16. And what she means by that is like just her zest, I guess, for life and her excitement for the future. Even when she was like in her old age, she was still so excited for what was yet to come. And she's like, well, I don't have a body, but if I did, it would match the way that I've always felt inside. She's very happy. She is soaking in, it's like wave after wave of love. She is just soaking it all in, and there's so much joy. There's so much peace over there on the other side where she is. It's just fun. She's saying it's fun, and I'm getting the word reunion again. She's showing me like when she was a child, it seems like I'm getting like gatherings. So it could have been her extended family, but I'm also seeing like her neighbors, almost like a block party or something that they used to kind of do when she was a child. The adults would get together and do something, but the kids didn't care what the adults were up to. The kids were just happy to run around and play together, and there was that excitement and that joy. She's gone back to like tapping into that feeling of that excitement, that childlike joy. Right now, she's also enjoying, with this King of Pentacles, there's like stability. She says everything on earth is subject to change, and it will. But right now where she is, she feels safe getting comfortable because she's like, this is all it is right now. Like, it's hard to explain, but she finds comfort and security in simply living in the present moment. Whereas when she was on Earth, she very much viewed things as past, present, future. And she lived very much in present and future. Whereas here on the other side, she's content just being in the present moment and enjoying, not worrying or not planning ahead. So it seems like she's one of those that goes to the other side and is right now just enjoying her time. She's unwinding. She's taking a break. She's just so happy. There's this really playful energy that surrounds her being over there. Is there anything else we can know about what you're doing on the other side, or anything you plan on doing? Woo! Okay, just a minute. She's helping someone with their grief. I'm picking up like a daughter. She's helping, because like this is, I don't know how many kids she has, boy or girl. I'm pretty sure there is a daughter though, because I am definitely picking up like that kind of feminine energy, helping her with her grief. And I think even prior to the passing, there was a lot of anxiety. I wonder if her daughter was really worried about like, what am I gonna do after mom is gone? It's like, how am I going to take care of things? How will I know how to move forward? How will I know what to do after mom is gone? So she's trying to help her daughter with this, like, relax, just pretty much like, just relax. It's okay. Now, again, I don't know if she has a son, but there is a young man that is in her family whom she loves and is very, very attached to. And he's kind of like on the other end of this, I would say, spectrum, where one child is like really stressing and grieving. The other one is keeping everything in and is keeping very, I keep hearing straight face, and is trying to be very logical, and I don't want to say unfeeling, but I think he's using logic as a means of trying to avoid the feelings of grief. So like this, like I said, I don't know if it's a son, it could be a nephew, it could be, but it's a young man that is related to her in her family. She loves him so, so much. And she wants him to know, like, it's okay. Everybody, and what I'm kind of picking up is like he feels weird about, well, I haven't really cried over this yet. What is wrong with me? And at the same time, well, she was really old and it was her time, so should I really be that sad about it? She wants him to know that he can feel however he feels, and there's no right or wrong way to grieve or process the loss of somebody that he loves so much. Okay, so that's really sweet that she's still, and you know what, I'm not surprised at all by this, going over to the other side and still being very concerned and compassionate and, empathetic towards your loved ones who are still on Earth. That doesn't surprise me at all coming from her. So kind of going back to the life on Earth thing for a minute. We have had a few people ask this. It's the same question, but in slightly different ways. So what I did was kind of just put it into one question. How did the roles you played through your various, films and stage plays and all of that, how did that impact your life and your sense of self? Or, I don't know, how did that impact your life and the way that you lived and the way that you perceived your world around you? I have some cards fall out and they're already very interesting. Okay. Well, okay, the Fool card, where some of her roles it's not like she wasn't prepared for, but some things were very new to her, and she had kind of learned how to go with the flow. So with these different roles, maybe, at one point, and I'm seeing like when she was younger, like her first time on stage, where it was like, I feel like she had all this like proper training and stuff, but at the same time, it's like, oh my gosh, this is the real thing. And then doing it a couple times, realizing, oh, this is fun. And oh, I'm totally capable of this. Just go with the flow. And then taking on new roles that she wasn't used to, that she would become used to. She learned how to sort of go with the flow of the different roles that she was tasked with playing, but that also bled into her real life, where you go with the flow of, well, I had these plans, and then all of a sudden, well, okay, that didn't work out. Or going with the flow of like, oh, well, here's this new experience. I have no idea what to do. This is my first time doing this. She's showing me like parenting was one of those things where she thought she knew what to expect and what she should do from seeing the others around her. But then when it was her time to experience it for herself, it was something completely different and just totally, what I'm getting is totally foreign. But she was able to sort of relax into it and just sort of go with it. Another way that all her different roles she played impacted her life was she was able to experience something without actually having to go through it. So one of her characters could experience a huge loss, or like, this is the tower, this is where shit hits the fan, this is where stuff gets, it's the drama right before Act 3 and they solve everything, She was able to experience what that might be like without having to actually physically go through it herself. And it helped to actually, she's saying that it helped her to build empathy for other people who really do have to go through some of the things that her different characters had faced in the different shows and plays and stuff that she was in. She didn't become too attached to each role, because she knew that it was going to change. The show would be, like, we're going back to that whole thing she was showing us about life and how, everything's like kind of a series. How she showed us the example of a Broadway show or something that plays night after night after night after night, eventually there will be the final performance, and there will be that final curtain going down, and she won't play that role anymore. Or okay, like even with Murder, She Wrote, one of her most popular characters on TV was Jessica Fletcher. That show went for a long, long time, and it was very popular, but even that had to come to an end. So she's saying, like, she realized that even, like, yeah, with her different roles in life in general, she didn't become too comfortable where she was. And when I say comfortable, I mean, like, she didn't become, like, complacent. She didn't assume that something was going to stay the same way forever. She knew that it was always going to change, that everything in life was going to change. I need some water. I've been so busy talking. It helped her to prepare for the changes in her own personal life. Hope for the future with Three of Wands. There's always this hope for the future. Some of what I'm getting is like roles that she tried for and did not get, or that she was almost cast for, but then, you know, casting directors changed their mind and got somebody else. Where it's like, well, you know what, that's okay. I might get my chance again in the future. She always had this, like, you know, an opportunity might have come and gone, but it doesn't mean that it's always going to be gone forever. Like, things could change. It ties back in with that things can change. Now, somebody had earlier asked, you know, what was her secret? Like, how, and I want to know that too. Like, what was your secret to handling life and all of its changes, especially after so many decades, like almost 100 years? Oh my God. You know, with such, as she described herself, poise and grace. What was her secret to just handling all of life's changes and chapters ending and new chapters beginning, and just what was her secret to just going with the flow? Okay. She was taught from an early age that life keeps moving with or without you. And I don't mean that to sound harsh, but I think there were times where she learned this firsthand, especially like when she was quite young. So it's like, you might as well. And it's funny with this horse imagery, because she's showing me, and this maybe was something somebody told her when she was growing up, like, you might as well get back on the horse, otherwise you're going to be chasing it down the road, because it's going to take off without you. Like, life will continue with or without you. So you might as well continue on with it. Something doesn't work out, you might as well start something else. She knew some things in life were meant to stay. And she keeps like telling me stuff in rhymes. Some things in life are meant to stay, and some are meant to fade away. So she had an understanding, like we'd kind of talked about earlier, that not everything stays forever. Everything in life does change, but the things that are meant to stay in your life will stay, or they will come back. But the things that are not meant to stay in your life, let them go. She learned how to accept when it was time to let something go, and to not stay too attached to, well, will it come back to me? Will I ever get this chance again? Will I ever have, you know, such and such person or opportunity come back again? bottom of the deck, I have the Sun card. This helped her, I guess, to sort of keep a lighthearted approach to life and changes. You cannot fight what cannot be changed, or you will be disappointed. That's something that very strongly comes in. You cannot fight what you cannot change, or you will be disappointed. So she just kind of had this really beautiful acceptance that that's just how life is. It doesn't stay static. And that it's okay. And that's, you know, it's more than just okay. That's just how it is. That's how it is. And a lot of times it's for our best. Our next thing I want to ask is if there are any other or any messages for other creative individuals and people who plan to make a living off their passions, or people who plan to follow their life's passions. Eight of Wands, there's this like go ahead kind of feeling. Go ahead, but it's like don't rush things. It's like when, you know, you've planned it, you've learned as much as you can learn for the present moment. You know, go ahead and try. Ace of Pentacles, do it from your heart. Sometimes the money will follow. But that's not why you should do it. It's not for the money. It's like, do it for your heart. And yeah, and the money will follow. I like that. Do what feels right to you. Don't just do what you think others should expect of you. So like, she's showing me the example of an artist, for instance, maybe somebody who loves to paint. They might think, well, okay, yeah, I want to be an artist, but my parents really want me to be a teacher, or my parents really want me to be, insert career here, because it will make money, whereas art won't make money. And they, you know, don't end up pursuing their art dreams. They just kind of limit themselves to being like, yeah, you know what, yeah, I like to doodle, I like to paint just for fun, but it's not something I actually, you know, do for a career or anything. She's saying, do what feels right. If you feel in your heart so strongly that art or whatever it is, this is what you want to do and this is what's going to make you happy, then do it. Now, sometimes you will have to supplement the income some other way. But don't give up on an idea before you even try it. Hello, Tammy. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the chat. I see we have another Albertan here. Yay! You and I are actually not very far apart, surprisingly. The next advice that she has for those who want to go and follow their passions is to like keep a good head on your shoulders. This kind of ties into the whole like doing what you feel is right and doing it for your heart, and the money will follow. There's like trust. I'm hearing like trust the advice from others who know more than you. And don't take that as they're better than me and I will never get there. Take it as somebody who like is, you know, is so well versed in this field, is taking the time and effort to explain to me how to better myself. Like she wants us to take constructive criticism as a gift and not an insult. Take it as a gift. Take other people's advice as a gift. And that really, but then again, it ties in with that high priestess doing what feels right. Because some people have good advice and some people don't. You have to sort of go with your gut and what resonates with you. Plan ahead is another thing she's saying. Plan ahead. and live in the moment, but have some kind of, I'm hearing contingency plan. Have some kind of backup. The next thing here is like, just go with it. What is meant for you is going to be meant for you. And you cannot change what's not meant for you. You cannot keep in your life something that is not meant to stay. There's this like, just go with it, just allow it to happen, allow your life to unfold, and you will not be disappointed when you get to the end. Someone in the chat asked, what age did she find most difficult? And for some reason, the number 52 immediately comes in. So I'm going to take that as maybe, she's saying that there were a lot of, because she's saying life is not just always, happy and high, that there are ups and downs, but there's something about age 52. I'm getting it had to do with her mental health and her emotional health. There was something kind of like medical, physical going on in her body. And I mean, at 52, like for all, and it could have been menopause even, where you, from what I understand, when you go through that, you are really thrown for a loop, physically, mentally, emotionally. I'm picking up exhaustion. I'm picking up just like sadness and self-doubt. I'm picking up feelings and emotions just being all over the place. That's what I'm kind of picking up about, like how that was a really, really hard age for her, was 52. There's something about, I could not have done it without the support of the ones I love. I'm hearing something about very good doctors. I'm hearing something about very good doctors to help point the way. So that's really interesting. I'm grateful that she was able to share that. The last thing we're going to ask is if she has any other messages to share. So anything else you want to share with us on Earth? Anything else you want to say that maybe we didn't ask about? Anything you think might be good for us to know? Anything you want to get off your chest? Anything like that? Let's see. This is kind of like a mental health sort of message. Everybody struggles. Everybody struggles. Many people try to put on the brave face. But she's saying, if you're in that place where you are suffering and you're trying really hard to show, no, everything's fine, I'm good, I'm fine. You don't have to be stuck there. You don't have to keep yourself there. I'm seeing reach out with Two of Cups. There is always somebody who loves you. There is always somebody who cares about what you're going through, and there is always somebody who will know what to do to help. So that's kind of the first message. Everybody struggles. Most of us put on a brave face, but we don't have to. We can reach out for support. We don't have to keep ourselves stuck. It's okay to reach out for help and support. Is there anything else you want to share? Ooh. Okay, I like this message. Don't overburden yourself. Don't overburden yourself for something that is not going to last forever. Basically, don't kill yourself for a paycheck. Don't ruin your health because you are too busy working and prioritizing your money. And this is also like saying, because I'm kind of picking up that there were different people she worked for that had this grinding mindset where no, you power through. I don't care that you're sick. You show up on set at this time. I don't care that you've rolled your ankle. You are doing this dance number in this scene this night. Over money that, like, money is one of those things in our life that is so temporary. You get it, you get your paycheck, you pay your bills. For some people, you pay your bills, it's gone. For some people, you save it. But when you get to the end of your life, you don't take that money with you. You know, if you're lucky, you will have enough left over to give to your loved ones, to leave for them. But even then, it still doesn't last forever. Don't kill yourself for a paycheck. I love that she says that. Don't kill yourself for a paycheck. But there is something to be said about working hard and keeping yourself active. I think she just wants us to learn to find a balance. I wonder if that's something she struggled with. And like being afraid to take time for herself, afraid of, you know, missing out on, and it could have been money, but also missing out on career opportunities. Maybe she was afraid of losing a role or losing a job or losing a contract if she took some time out for herself. I'm thinking of like when she was young, people like, I don't know if it's directors or whoever she had to answer to for some of these different jobs, tried being like that with her because she was so young at the time. They tried to sort of take advantage of her, thought maybe she would be naive. I don't think she was ever really that naive. I think she kind of knew what she was getting into when she started acting. But just like anyone, she kind of fell into that, gotta work hard, gotta put myself on the back burner, gotta put my needs on the back burner. She's saying, don't do that. Don't put yourself and your needs on the back burner. Take care of yourself. And when you have taken care of yourself and you're doing well and you're healthy, you are able to work as hard as you want to. You are able to work to your potential. The last thing I have, this is just on the bottom of the deck, Ace of Cups. Enjoy life. And I know that's a really, really broad, and for the most part, that is way easier said than done. But enjoy life. Enjoy where you are. Enjoy what you have. Because there will always be something in your present moment that can make you smile. Just like find that joy. Find that thing that makes you smile. And appreciate it and hold on to it until you come across the next thing that brings you joy and makes you smile. So thank you to Angela Lansbury for coming in and for participating in the reading. Thank you to everybody in the chat who has been watching this over the last hour. For those of you who joined a little bit late, don't worry about it. You can always just replay this from the beginning and catch up that way. Remember to like and subscribe to Sienna Rose Metaphysical if you want me to do more of these medium readings again. I actually really missed doing medium readings. I don't even remember how long ago my last one was. It might have been when I did Ram Dass, and that was a long time ago. So if you have ideas for people you want me to do medium readings for, absolutely let me know in the comments, or let me know. I do have a community post for viewer suggestions. Leave your ideas there, or you can email me, siennarosetarot@gmail.com. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and I'm going to see you again very, very soon.